Hey everybody, how we doing today? Flip you around here. Beautiful day here in the Florida Keys. Nice. We're out here at the Bight Aquatic Preserve. Before you get to the no beach access, no camping, no kayaking, no boating, no launching, no do not feed the deer. Nice community. But we're in the little hole in the wall kayak area there, and I'm filming on my iPhone because I forgot my GoPro. But this is kind of just a shakedown run anyway, so I'm going to be scouting out these areas over here since I haven't been out here for a while, and also looking for a new big tarpon spot on the Atlantic side. So this might work out when the launches are too busy, the beach is too busy along the main US 1 and Big Pine. I can come over here, it's relatively quiet. And then it's a little bit of a ride out to the Atlantic side openings, but not too far. But we're just gonna do a kind of an update and see what's around, and then see what I can film with this iPhone. So that's the plan. Well, unfortunately, while it's kind of a plus and minus, right now it's low tide, so it's a little bit of a hassle. Just a bit farther down there is a boater's channel for the residential houses, so I just need to make it there. But for now, I'm just going to do some stand-up pushing. You see it's pretty skinny out here. The good thing though is that by this evening the water will be up. I think high tide's like at 7 or something like that, so I'll be able to come straight back with the motor. But otherwise, this is going to be all right. Got some decent visibility until these clouds busted up. Got some 15-knot winds, supposed to drop down to 10 and then go back up to 15, so not too bad. It's coming from the north, blowing from the Gulf towards the Atlantic, so that's kind of why I'm sticking with the inside Atlantic spots. Try to just stay right along the shorelines and stay out of the wind. Hopefully get some sun and do some sight fishing for stuff, but let's get on out there. Now this is a perfect example of why the quickie shakedown runs are so important, so I don't forget anything important on one of my important trips, like the GoPro, because filming on this iPhone is a bit rough. This not so much, but when I'm actually fishing, that kind of kills the action shots. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe since I got those 2 GoPro 10s for $99 each by doing the trade-in, I should leave one of them in my car. I've got it on my long pole. I could leave it in there, or I could just take it off the pole, leave the pole in the car, and then keep the GoPro under the seat or hidden somewhere. So when I forget my GoPros, which happens every once in a while, I'll at least have one. But yeah, all right, let's get on going. All right, made it to the residential channel. Just gonna head on out, follow the cut, run down to the opening, first opening, and cut across to the Atlantic. Well, that's kind of interesting. I'm in this Bight area. It's basically going that way. It just dead ends into this kind of bay. And I think where those houses are is the Big Pine channel going to the west side of it is the throughway. But I see 3 flats boats out here working that back edge there, the northern edge. There's one way back in there. I thought I saw kind of a sandy area there, so I'm not sure there. There's one right there, and these guys actually working. I think he's throwing a fly. And yeah, I'm not sure. I guess maybe they're looking big tarpon. It's got to be tarpon, permit, bonefish. But I didn't see a single flats boat, guide boat, all the way from Marathon coming down to Big Pine, looking off into the Atlantic along US 1. So I thought, oh, okay, maybe they're just nothing around. But then I see 3 guys here. So they're working on this inside. I've never been on that edge there, so I don't know. So I'll have to add that to another trip. But I'm still gonna go work the Atlantic and just take a look. If there's nothing going on there, then I might come over here and just see what they're doing. They might be just looking for a laid up tarpon that come through the channel. They see this kind of flats area here and they just hang around and feed. I found permit over here. I know there's juvenile tarpon around, but yeah. right, well, it's pretty interesting. I mean, the guy's pulling them around, and the guy's throwing a fly up front. Alrighty, add that to the list. All right, made it about halfway through the flats to try to get to the Atlantic side. But what I saw in a couple of small little potholes, there was mullet in them, because there's really no place for the fish to go. So a lot of little mohara, maybe pinfish. So I see this hole here, so I think I'm going to throw my net and just blindly throw in there and see what comes out. I don't see any mullets flashing, but maybe get some pinfish or mohara for bait just in case. So let me do that real quick. All right, let me throw on here real quick, see what we get. Whole lot of nothing, I think. I didn't see any mullets squirt out of there. Yep, a whole lot of nothing. All right, I'll find some. All right, just gonna stop here for a quick sandbar party. Hey, what the hell is going on with that rod? I finally got to this little channel that pushes out, and the wind is blowing pretty hard through here, so it's pushing me. But figured take a quick little break. I saw this green thing over here. It's an odd color for a bucket. Check it out, and I want to scout out from the inside here. My options are going to that channel, which I think I'm going to do. It's the deepest channel, kind of narrow. But because it's deep, it tends to hold a lot more different types of fish. But my preferred one is the next channel over. Has a really nice flats. That's where I see most of the bonefish I see over here. But it's low tide right now, so there's not going to be anything there. But the tide, I think, is rising. So in another couple hours, and then it might be worthwhile. Those fish that are pushed out will start coming back in. That's just a cut open bucket. But I might go to that channel, the first one, deeper one, because might be bait in there, hopefully pilchards, maybe some mullet, and then maybe some juvenile tarpon while we're waiting, since everything is forced in there. If I catch a bait, then maybe get some mangroves. But it'll be hard pickings along the islands right now because it's so shallow. So for the big tarpon, this is kind of the area that I'm looking for. It's got the cut for the water passage to push through, so it's got current. It's got a decent amount of turtle grass. Right now it's low tide, but a little bit later it's going to be about 2 foot higher in water, and then they can come inside these areas. The broken bottom is nice because then I can actually see them. It's not necessarily that's what they're looking for, but and then all they're doing is going from working the edge, following the channel all the way up and back before they take out to the deep water. So this is kind of what I'm looking for. All right, we made it over here to the first channel, the only proper channel of all 4 or 5 of these. Once you get inside, then it's actually fairly deep. Not super long, but it's condensed, and a lot of times fish will stack up in here because there's nowhere else to go. So let's take a cruise through there. Definitely the current change, so it's going from Atlantic to Gulf, so that's a rising tide. That's good. You can see all that kind of rings of water there. It's kind of muddy, so that's got to be mullet. So let me sneak up on them. Yeah, you can see them all swirling in there. So let me get my 5-foot net and throw on those guys. It'd be good to have some chunk bait. Mohara all right there, stacked up. Yeah, I don't see pilchards yet, but you never know. That's the channel there. Let me see if I can get some of this mullet. Okay, you can see I'm doing that little hurricane mode there. That's good. So I just got to get within throwing distance upwind, and then just throw it in the middle there, and a couple of them are bound to get caught. So let me get set up. All right, about 20 feet away, letting the wind kind of push me. It's wind against a current, so I get this weird angle. I can't get centered correctly. All right, that should do us. All right. Take my time. One shot. 3 mullets is all I need. Okay, how come we're not moving? Come on, wind, work with me here. Oh, shit. One more push. Get me in the right range. All right, that should do us. All right, they're ready for me. Let me throw on them. Well, I made a run through on the motor, just seeing what I could see and flesh out. I didn't see any tarpon. I did see one nice area pocket that had a bunch of mangroves in it, so I might play around with those and then see if that attracts some other style of game fish through there. I don't want to put too much time because I want to get on those flats with that incoming tide, get that first run. So give it about a half hour to an hour. There we go, Mr. Snapper. Not a bad one. Mr. Snapper eating mullet chunks. Can't keep it. Bam. All right, I'm gonna step up the mullet chunk size. That was just a little thin sliver. Get a bigger chunk. I'm gonna get out of these winds too. There we go, here's a better one. This is definitely an eater. Dinner size. Mullet chunks for the win. Come on, baby. Oh, come on, baby. Yeah, he's a good chunker. Damn, nice. Oh, 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 oh. Boom. There we go. Nice. That's what we're looking for. There we go. Weighted circle hook, mullet chunk. Dinner. Whoa. Alright. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Alright. Let this guy go. Don't drop. Oh, 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 oh. Don't drop the camera or the phone. There it goes. Nice. Mullet chunk for the win. AllAboutTheBait.com. All right, tide's coming up. So I think I'm gonna run to the third channel. That's kind of where I see the bonefish. But on the way, I'm gonna keep an eye on these potholes for any big tarpon cruising. I could still use the mullet chunks on those, so we shall see. I'm down to 20% battery on this phone. I wasn't planning to use it to film, so gotta take care of that. I just saw bonefish coming off of this flat there. You can kind of see the muddy water. I hit them just right. They're coming this way. They saw me, they spooked around that way. There's about 3 of them. I was on the motor running in because I wanted to get upwind, up from the sun, and then I would drift back through here, but wonder if there's more inside there. So I'm gonna push through that. Switch out the mullet chunk for bonefish bucktail jig. There's a school of 3 bonefish that passed by here 3 different times. They seem to be following along. There's a big school of Mohara, and then they seem to be like tailing with them because those guys are mudding up, and then those bonefish are falling behind them. Then they left. I seen them swing back around, and they just kind of keep coming in and out. I haven't seen them in a little bit. There must be a big school of mullet along there because there's a big cuda chasing them, jumping out of the water every once in a while, and it's making these bonefish really skittish. I threw at them a couple times, but even with the 1/8 ounce bucktail, man, they, as soon as it hit within like 10 feet of them, they just jetted. So I'm gonna give this a little bit. I have not seen them over here before. My spot is usually right out front there, so I kind of want to hit that, but I know they're here and they've passed by here 3 times. So we'll see. I think I'm just gonna do one little slow drift through this flats, maybe 2, one inside, one outside, and then go back to the edge where I saw those bonefish. We'll see if anything pops up here. Very similar bottom, but that just happens to be over there where there's a lot other activity. There's a river of mullet going right along here. Kind of see them all flipping. All the way along here, there's kind of a current channel built in there, and then they're just sitting in there and jumping and splashing. So if I needed more mullet, here they are. Well, I might have to leave the mullet. People are going home. They unfortunately don't know that the channel marker is all the way over there by the mangrove edge. You follow the edge, they're going right over the flats and getting stuck. But there's actually a decent channel. Follow the marker, stay to the left right along the mangroves, and then it takes you right out. But what you don't know, these guys are gonna get stuck too, unless he knows. Look what I found, a big old adjustable pole. Whatever end is gone, but this extends out, just twist, and it pulls all the way out, so it's probably twice the distance. Yeah, that's pretty new. That's probably about 12 plus feet. Use that as a push pole. Sweet. Well, unfortunately, after a couple of boats go by, this was my bonefish spot. So no longer a bonefish spot. So moving on. Well, ran into another bonefish. He was coming, I'm heading out that way, just drifting with the wind. He was coming in, but he spooked. So I'm a little bit too late. But these are where I usually find the bonefish here. I've got the anchor out now, so I'm just gonna sit for a little while and just kind of see if anything shows up. All right, I saw one more bonefish, got one shot at it, landed it too close and just saw a little puff of mud was the only thing that was left. But angle's kind of hard for the sun for visibility, so I think I'm gonna start running back in. Plus I only have 5% left on my phone battery. All right, we are back and loaded up. Ooh, it is brutal over here. This is kind of like a wild launch. There's like mosquitoes, like swarms of them. They just boom. But I sprayed myself down, so I'm okay. But that kind of reminds me, today was a shakedown trip. I came up with 5 things that I need to work on. Number 1, bring the GoPro. It's such a hassle to try to film out on the water with a cell phone. It's not only a problem there, but getting the footage off of the GoPro is a hassle, especially the large files. Then I have to convert them before I can even start editing them. So it's a double pain in the butt. So got to remember the GoPro. 2, I need to remember to bring my rain jacket. That's kind of the reason why I have it, is for these launches where there's a lot of mosquitoes. I could put that on. It's got a hood, covers my butt. First thing I got while I was unloading here was 2 mosquito bites on both butt cheeks, so that was annoying. But then I could just throw that on, put the hood over, and then I'm pretty much good. I've been using that jacket as my welding and grinding jacket, so I got a welding jacket in yesterday, so I just need to remember to put it back in my car. Number 3, the gas tank valve is still messing up on this outboard, so I got to fix that. Been just kind of half fixing it. I need to either replace it or get the rubber gasket or something, but it's still messing up. 4, oh, I forgot my hat. If you notice the videos, I didn't put on my fishing hat, and then add another part of that, I didn't put sunscreen on, so my face is kind of a little darker than usual, but I didn't bring this, and it makes such a huge difference, especially for the sight fishing for the bonefish like I was doing. Baseball hats suck. They're useless. They're okay just directly in front of you, but as soon as you turn, you get the light in. Plus, if you get it from the back, where I'm usually is, especially when I anchor, I have the sun to my back, and then I'm looking in the water easier. But what happens though is that the sun reflects on the inside of the glasses, gives you a rainbow flash. It's just not good. And then 5, I need to get my bonefish fly in production. I kind of know what I want to do. I was going to put it off, but I do need a very light presentation bait, especially like circumstances here where I'm in like 6 inches, 8 inches of water. They're very skittish. And even throwing my 1/8 ounce bucktail, bonefish bucktail, which is the lightest thing I have, getting it within 10 feet of them, they just freaked out. So fly definitely would have come in handy. But anyways, that's what we got to do for next trip. That's kind of what these trips are about. Still, I had a fun time. I found bait, found those mullet spots, caught some mangroves. I was very happy about seeing all those bonefish I saw in the spot that I figured that I would see them. So I think I've got that worked out. I've got the timing down. Got to go at super low tide, lowest tide, when the boats can't get through there. And then they're up on those skinny flats all over. So got that kind of figured out. I was planning on coming back here tomorrow, hit those bonefish, but after all these mosquitoes, I think I'm going to figure something else out. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next video. Bye.